Hello students, good morning. Today we are going to see the last and final chapter, that is fifth chapter, fifth unit of the chapter Nazism and the Rise of Hitler. Okay ma? And the topic of the, the heading of the fifth unit is Ordinary People and the Crime Against Humanity. Okay, in the past 4 units what we were seeing, how these people, how mercilessly by the name of genocidal war, this Hitler and the people of Nazi party and the Nazi army mercilessly killed the Jews, Gypsies, Communists and also the Poles. Right? That's what we have seen in the four units. And here what we are going to see is the thought and also the expectations, dreams, what the German people were having. German people means not the particular Aryans but other Aryans, and also what the other ordinary people were thinking in their mind, and how they were reacting against the Nazist activities. Okay ma. So that's what we are going to see in this unit. At first what we are going to see is the thought of different people. Thought of different people in sense. First let's think. Let's know the thought of whom? Germans, mainly Aryans. According to Aryans, what Hitler was doing now, most of the people believed that what Hitler is doing is correct, and through Hitler, what they are going to get, they thought that Hitler would bring prosperity. Hitler and Nazis would bring prosperity and general well-being. Okay ma? General well-being. And that was the thought of the Aryans. And next, those people who were considered as undesirable. Now, what was the thought of that people? That people thought what? Ordinary people, they thought in, their thoughts were of two types. Some people who were very much afraid of these Nazis, whether they would be killing us, whether they would be torturing us, whether we will live today, we are living today, tomorrow we will be living or not. In that way they were afraid, and that was the thought of one side people, and they were too scared to act, to differ and to protect them. Okay ma? So they were too scared to act and too scared to differ, and also they were too scared to protect themselves. So that was the thought of one group of ordinary people. And the other people now, they were very courageous. They were very strong, that they were against the Nazism because it is against humanity. And also they know that if they are against Nazism, the policemen would torture them and they would kill them. But they never cared about that. They got the torture and finally they were killed by the Nazi army. And those people were distinguished as resistance to Nazism and braving police repression and death. Okay ma? So these are the two type of people, ordinary people's two type of thoughts. Okay, and also what happened means, here many people had many thoughts in their mind, and one main person is Pastor Neimoller. And this Pastor Neimoller is not a fighter, ma. He is just a church pastor, and he is a resistance fighter. Resistance fighter means to avoid the attack of Nazis, na. So in that way, he is fighting for his resistance. Okay, so he wrote what happened in Germany to him as a poetry, ma. It's a beautiful poetry, you can easily understand it. The first thing is, I'll just read it and I'll just explain, okay. First thing, first they came for the communists. Whom? The Nazis. They came for the communists. Well, I was not a communist, so I said nothing. And the next one is, they came for the social democrats. Well, I was not a social democrat, so I did nothing. And next, then they came for the trade unionist, but I was not a trade unionist. And then they came for the Jews, but I was not a Jew, so I did little. I was little bit afraid. And finally, when they came for me, there was no one who could stand up for me, because all the other people were killed in the name of communists, democrats, union, trade unionists and Jews. And finally he was there, so he has no other move. He was also killed. Okay, ma. That was the thing. So this shows who were the different varieties of people this Nazi people were killing. At first they came to kill the communists, and they were coming in search of them, but he is not a communist, so he said nothing. And then they came to kill the social democrats, those who supported the democracy, and even then he is not a social democrat, so he said nothing. And then they came for trade unionists, those people who were doing the business there, and the businesses were boycotted now. And also these trade union people also comes under not the Aryan people, so they were also planned to kill. So at that time also he is not a trade unionist, so he got escaped. So all the three communities were different varieties of people were killed, and finally they came for the Jews. And you all know that how Jews were killed, but he is not a Jew, so he was little bit afraid, because he is a Christian, and also Jews were also Christian, so they will be killing him or not. In that way he is little bit afraid, but anyhow he knows that they won't be killing him. And finally when they came to kill him as an undesirable, there was no one left who could stand up for me. No one is there to support him, no one is there to defend him. That's what the thing he says. And one more thing is that many of the people taken to the general government area as undesirables and also to the gas chambers, they were having one small dream, whether by any situation will they be releasing them, will they be releasing us, whether we can live a happy life as before by today or tomorrow. That's what the expectation, whether we will not be killed. In that way they were thinking, at least from today onwards, will they be leaving us? Will anyone will be coming to support us, will help us or protect us, will save us? That's what the thought and dream of each and every ordinary person in Germany. So all their dream, all their expectation, all their wishes and all those things were collected, and it was written as a book by whom? Charlotte Benedict. Okay, ma? Charles Benedict in his third Reich of Dreams. Third Reich of Dreams. Okay, ma? And here comes the main one single topic of this unit, that is the knowledge of the Holocaust. The knowledge of the Holocaust or about the Holocaust. So, what is meant by Holocaust, ma? What is meant by Holocaust? Holocaust is nothing but after the defeat of Germans, there were few Jews who were living now. They thought what means the whole world should know what were the atrocities and what were the sufferings given by this Nazi people to the Jews, and what were the tortures they faced while they were in the concentration camps, and also when their people were killed. That's what is said to be called as Holocaust. It can otherwise be said as Jews wanted to remember the world. Jews wanted to atrocities and sufferings that had endured by the Nazi people, that had endured by the Nazi killing operations. So what is Holocaust? Holocaust is Jews wanted the world. Okay, ma'am. Sorry, excuse me. Jews wanted the world to remember. Jews wanted the world to remember the atrocities and sufferings that had endured by the Nazi killing operations, and that is called as Holocaust. Okay, ma'am. And after this, what happened? Germany was defeated, and at that time, in order to hide their crimes, in order to hide their crime evidences, they supplied petrol to fire the files, documents, and all other material evidences by what? Firing the concentration camps and their officers. Okay, ma'am. After this Germany was defeated afterwards. They got defeated. And in order to, these Nazi people, in order to hide their crime evidences, they supplied petrol to the armed forces and all other people who supported Nazi. Through them, what? They supplied petrol to fire all the files files which includes the method to kill all those people. They were having files now, and documents how these people were killed and how many people were killed every day, that all reports were there. And other than that, I said you now, most of the Jews and the ordinary people, they wrote many diaries, many books about their suffering and their expectation and their pain. So all those things were completely destroyed by firing the concentration camps and their officers. Okay ma. And finally what happened means, till now, okay, till now this Holocaust Holocaust can be Holocaust of Germans can be seen in many parts of world as museums, and also in what are the ways it can be, we are knowing it by in museums this Hitler's photographies and also the different types of photos of most of his crime was published, and till now we can see in net it's only because of museums and also through internet, films, plays, fiction and documentaries. Okay ma. So museums and in net and films, plays, fiction and documentations, through all those things in many parts of the world till now this a talk about Hitler is there, and what were the things he did in Germany and what were the cruel killing methods they adopted. Everything were made known to the whole world by the Holocaust. Okay ma. This is how the 5th unit gets over. So somehow we have completed the whole chapter, that is Nazism and the rise of Hitler. Okay ma. So what I want to do is, you just want to you have to read thoroughly not only this 5th unit but the whole 5 units, and you have to find out the answers. Book back. For the book back questions you have to find out the answers and you have to complete it and you have to write it in your class note. That is your homework. And other than that, I just want you to prepare a summary. Okay ma. You will be reading all those 5 units and you can shortly write a summary about this lesson and about the Hitler, the Nazi party and what were the things happening as a summary, and it should not be less than 2 pages. Okay ma. Thank you.